Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy CowboyJobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, this just would not work at all. I did a story the other day about the concussion test that they're developing at George Mason University, and somebody had said that my story was kind of bullshit. There's no sources or anything like that, and it's just me talking about it. That's mainly because it was a teaser report originally from WTOP News. The full story wasn't coming out until the next day, which was actually yesterday. So what it is they've discovered that there's a protein that's only in your brain. And what happens when you get a concussion is somehow, some way, this protein gets dislodged in your head and comes into your saliva. And they're developing a test, which will be like a tube, like a straw, that you spit into, and it'll find out if that protein is in your spit. So immediately you will know if a person has a concussion. And if you want to read the whole article, because it's really fascinating what they're doing, it's on WTOP. Just go WTOP Concussions Report, and it'll tell you all about it, because the person evidently thought I was just making shit up. But I was just trying to give you some news that was coming out that I had learned about. Because in the end, concussions not only hurt the player physically and down the road, it hurts the game. Because when you looked at Rico, I won't forget the preseason game in LA, watching Rico Gathers stretch the field. Rico Gathers, when you get a guy who's that tall, usually they're not very fluid when they run. They kind of run kind of lanky, and it looks awkward. But Rico has such a smooth glide. He's fluid. He looks like a sprinter. And his leaping ability is off the charts. Now, he's been dealing with those concussion issues for quite a while. He was on injured reserve, and they decided to keep him off the roster and let him heal for the season. With Jason Witten getting up there, you need a good tight end who's a game breaker. That's the modern tight end now, and that is what Rico Gathers potentially can be, provided the concussions don't become an issue. One of the things they've discovered about concussions is some people are more susceptible to them genetically than others. Some people, you can run into a brick wall a million times, and they're not going to get concussions. Other guys, boom, one, and they have severe symptoms. I've had a few concussions in my day. Back in the Stone Ages of football, they really didn't test you for concussions. Basically, if you could stand up, you'd see the blue spots, and you kind of were a little wobbly. They'd put 2 fingers. How many fingers can you see? And that's it. Get some Gatorade and get back out there. Because I know in practices, I had a couple of concussions, and we're right back out there. But the more you know, the better you respond. Now, the great thing is we all heard about Cole Beasley beginning his music career there, dropping his rap. But Rico Gathers, believe it or not, I'm just learning today, actually has his own label and does a lot of music. I think there's over 100 songs on his label. So let's go to this report here and check it out, because, hey, he's got a definite future in music.
Tony spoke to tight end Rico Gathers about how music helped him through one of the most challenging times of his life.
While Rico Gathers sat out the 2017 season dealing with the lingering effects of a concussion, the Cowboys tight end relied on his other passion to keep him going.
The music is really what kept me sane through the whole process. Being able to find that creative side, finding something, to do outside of just football.
Outside of football, Gathers, who goes by Ricavelli when he raps, began working on music when Baylor provided football players with a laptop. And after sitting in on a Waco music production studio session, his interest in the craft became a self-taught obsession. Now with more than 100 songs written and produced for his own label, Ricadonna Records.
You really gotta be like a real G to learn how to use Pro Tools, bro. And then, to be able to use UAD, Apollo and stuff, that's why I say I self-taught me. I self-taught myself how to do that. You feel me? Like, nobody ain't teach me. Like, I had to, get in there, make my mistakes, and regroup.
For him to be doing everything on his own, I had to give it a rating of at least 8 out of 10. We still got room to grow.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? We still got to get there.
Hey, same on the field. We ain't made it yet, but y'all see what's happening. It's there.
I risk it all for a better living.
While Gathers' work ethic is there, without question, his music is not without potential controversy, with most of Ricavelli's songs featuring names and lyrics that could be seen as offensive, especially as the NFL is trying to improve its self-image.
I just take it as, hey, it's my artistic expression. Go get those who actually out there doing that physical stuff. You feel me? Because what I'm saying really don't pertain to nobody. You feel me? Unless you want to make it a big deal. If y'all want to blow my music up, you feel me? And come, crash down on it and have me getting, 500,000 plays, please do. I don't mind that.
He doesn't mind because he dreams of success both on the football field and as a hip-hop star. And when asked which he prefers to be known most for,
Rico the mogul, the go-getter, the guy who did it all.
in Frisco, Pat Doney, NBC.
Oh, you guys are back. Yeah, Rico is pretty good, man. And that's one of those things that I love seeing, because what happens with a lot of these guys, a lot of these players, they've been, playing Little League football, high school football, college football, and they go into the pros and become really good players and things. And it's always been somebody's been taking care of their finances and everything else, and they just focus in on football, which there's nothing wrong with. But a lot of the players aren't prepared for life after football. And to see a guy like Rico, who, has other interests, even Cole Beasley, it's good to see, because a lot of players, especially from my generation, they had football. And once football was over, it was like, okay, what's next? And they have nothing to fall back on. Today, of course, you got NFL Network and ESPN and Fox Sports and all those things. So some of them are lucky enough to get careers in broadcasting afterwards. But when you see a guy like William Perry, who became a bricklayer after doing football, or guys are laying tile and things like that, you go from the highest of highs back down to doing stuff like I do, construction work, or some cases, nothing. Some of them even end up being homeless. Joe Gilliam, the first black quarterback who was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, ended up dying homeless in Atlanta. So shout out to all those NFL players that are thinking ahead about what's next. And what's next here is this package is headed overseas. And I couldn't be prouder. Now, this week's drawing for Monday, we got something really big. Tyrone Crawford autographed t-shirt. Excuse me. Jeez. Let me say that again. The NyQuil still got me. Not Tyrone Crawford. Tank Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence's t-shirt. So that one is another one that's hard to get to let go of, but I have a Jobu autographed jersey that I can't let go of. So I can let go of the t-shirt. And the proceeds are going to support the channel. We are going to upgrade the channel. We are actually taking the first step, and we're getting the first piece today I'm going to be building a whole new studio down here. We're going to do better lighting and the whole soundboard. We are going to make this a great studio to be able to do the Jobu Sports Report, and we're going to increase our coverage across the NFL. And it's because of your guys' support and help that we're going to be able to do this. So I'm going to finish getting this thing addressed, get to the post office, and get this stuff going. And it's kind of cool. Earlier last week, I sent a t-shirt to Canada. So when you get your t-shirt, buddy, I want to see a picture of you in the Great White North wearing your Jobu t-shirt. And Mark, when you get this, I want to see an unboxing video of it and see what you think of it. All right, looks like that should be able to make it across the sea. Guys, thank you as always for watching and commenting on the Jobu Sports Report, because without you guys, I couldn't do this. And I like doing this. And I'll see you soon.
The candidates there as well. Jonathan Cooper started this game.
Oklahoma Thunder was an Arizona Cardinal until the year before last. Now Moore sliding in the pocket and throws, and that is a fingertip catch for the touchdown by Rico Gathers. He's Baylor's all-time leading rebounder in basketball. Hasn't played football since the 8th grade on the practice squad last year, and hauls this one in. Good hands.
Unbelievable. His first football practice since he was like 13 years old came with the Dallas Cowboys last year. They drafted him. He was a good player at Baylor, and they just wasn't a football guy. So they said, all right, we're just going to redshirt him. We're going to let him go. But they started looking at him, and they said, this guy could be a